G'day folks, it's Cortezerino, and today I'm going to show you how to build a super duper easy multi-item storage system. And this one is so easy because we are using the copper golems. And I know what you're about to say. You're about to say, Cortez, I have seen this before. There are tons of tutorials for these sorting systems. Well, there isn't yet a tutorial for this one. This one has two really cool new features. So basically it is a categorizer. So we have all these chests programmed with lots of different things. So I've got all the different deep slate in here, and the next chest has all the different kinds of tough. So when the golems pick up an item, they will go along our chests, and if they have one of these items, they will chuck it in, and that will flow straight down into our line of chests right here. So you've seen that before, but what are the two cool features of this design? Well, the first feature is the fact that we have two golems to speed up our item sorting, but usually these guys will get stuck on each other and the whole system shuts down. But in this design, they are separated by a line of trapdoors, so they never ever get stuck on each other. And the other cool feature is, listen to how silent this is. So usually we have these golems constantly opening the copper chest, but our copper chest is hidden underneath those two trapdoors, so they are completely ignoring it until some items go in. So if we feed some items into our input right there, you can see the trapdoors have flicked up, and these guys have seen the chest and went, oh my god, a copper chest, that's so cool. And they're walking over, grabbing their goodies, and they've begun sorting already. And they will finish very soon because this is in the first two chests. Yep, they're all done. And the trapdoors have closed again, so they are not making any noise at all. So today I'm going to show you how to build one of these modules. So if you want to build an entire sorting system, you just repeat this over and over again. But in this tutorial, I'll also be showing you how to build this awesome storage room. And trust me, there is so much space in here. This is all you need to store every single item in the game. So I've already set up the input chest up there, and the output chest is just down the bottom. And we have a few other little features like somewhere to put your shulker boxes so you can load them up in the floor there, and then just hit the note block to break them and collect them. And we've got a lovely entrance and an optional tunnel out the back there if you want to put more stuff on the other side of your storage room. And this storage room does actually come with a ceiling. I just left it off there so you could see in a bit better. So this is how it'll look when you're finished. But if you want to design your own storage room, then that is totally cool as well, because I'll show you how to build these individual modules and you can lay out your storage however you like. So if you're going to begin laying this out, all you need to do is have a wall of chests that is 9 chests wide. Make sure it's no more than 9, okay? It has to be 9, and 5 chests tall with a pillar on each side. And if you want a little bit more storage, what you can do is actually dig down one block and you can put some extra chests in there, and then just put your back to the wall and throw in some stairs, and now we have 6 chests. So we've got the extra one there, but don't make it any taller than this because we want to be able to access that programming chest from down the bottom. Just in case we get a new item come in that we haven't programmed for, we can quickly add it to the chest. And just be mindful when you're laying out these modules that you need at least a 1 block gap in between each module. Just because we have a little bit of redstone right there, the gap can be wider if you want. So it's 9 chests wide with a pillar on each end, then a gap. But if you're turning a corner, you can put the pillar diagonally from that one and start doing your chests from there. That is perfectly fine. So if you're just building a module, you just want to know how to build a module, and you're going to design your own, then I've time-stamped it in the video description. You can skip ahead to where I show you how to build this. But for everyone else who wants to build this exact storage room, well, we're going to get started on this right now. And if you go down to the video description, you will find a link to a full materials list containing everything you need to build this. So all the redstone for this storage room is going to fit within a 25 by 39 rectangle. So if you're maybe building this underground, you'll want to dig out that amount of space. And then just go ahead and place a crafting table right in the center of the rectangle. And when you're standing on top of this crafting table, that is the level of the floor. So just go ahead and mark out that area wherever you're going to build it. And we'll start building from the crafting table. Okay, so we've got our crafting table right there. And just remember, when you're standing on top of it, that is the floor level of your storage room. So now look from the front. So this is going to be your front entrance. Grab some stripped oak and we're going to place 5 against the crafting table. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5. And then come to the back of the storage room and we're going to place another 5. Now, just underneath that, I'm going to place a dirt block. So maybe you're digging down underneath the ground to do this, or you might be doing this in the air like I am. Now we're going to, against this dirt block, place 12 more dirt. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we'll come across from the side of that until we're in line with the other dirt block. And we'll just place another 12, just like that. Then you can come to the opposite side and we'll do the same thing. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And we'll turn around and connect these. Okay, once you've done that, I want you to come to the corner up here. And we're going to place 2 dirt blocks like that. And we'll do the same in this corner. Then grab stripped oak logs. And across the end, we're going to place 9 of our stripped oak. Then starting from this dirt block poking out, we'll do another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And on this side, we'll do the same thing. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And you can come to the opposite end and do the exact same thing. So just double check you've done that correctly. So now come down to this side. In between these logs, we're going to place 5 dirt with a stripped acacia log facing straight up on each end. Then come along to the corner, we'll do 2 more acacia logs there, and 2 more stripped acacia. Then on this side, we'll do what we did at the front, so we'll do our 5 dirt with our 2 stripped acacia, and then in this corner, we'll just do exactly what we did on the other side. Now come along to our stripped oak logs. What we're going to do is against the side of every single one of these, we're going to place 9 sea lanterns. This will provide the light for our storage room, so it's going to be nice and bright. And then on the dirt in front, we're going to place 9 oak stairs, just like that. Alrighty, once you've placed in all your sea lanterns and stairs, come along to the corners and we're just going to place another oak stair in each corner so it wraps around and everything looks pretty. Then I want you to come to the front entrance of your storage room. So this is where you're going to be walking in most of the time. Grab some temporary blocks and in between our stripped acacia, just place 3 temporary blocks there. And then with stripped oak, starting on the acacia, we're just going to place 5 all the way across. Then you can break those, look in this direction and place more logs where the dirt was. And then we'll do 1, 2, 3, 4 more oak logs. Now come along to the back of our storage room and we're going to do something similar. So we'll start by adding an extra stripped oak there with a dirt block each side, then swing around to this side and against our dirt we'll do 2 more oak logs and then just against the acacia there we're going to do 2 note blocks. And now we'll do the redstone for that little shulker box area. So what I build underneath this note block, just copy the same thing to the other note block. So we're going to come underneath, break that dirt, look up, hold shift, and we're going to place an observer block with a stone brick underneath. And then coming out toward our storage room, we're going to place another stone brick right there with another one in front. And then diagonally up from that, place a stone brick, and we're going to place 9 in total. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then just on this side of our stone bricks, against the side of them, we're going to place 9 sticky pistons all the way along. Then grab some redstone dust, we'll place 2 right there, and then 9 dust all the way along like so. And then you can test this, just right click on your note block. The pistons should shoot up just like that. So go ahead and build the exact same thing on the other side. And that's how you should look when you're finished. So now grab some stripped oak logs, and all we're going to do is fill in the entire floor just like this, keeping all of your logs facing in the same direction. And once that's done, grab some stripped acacia logs, and on top of every acacia log in the floor, we're going to add 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just go ahead and do that on top of every single one of these logs. And once that's done, we can begin putting in our double chests. And we're going to begin with just a single layer of them. So they're going to go everywhere where we have a sea lantern. So just place your 9 double chests in like that. And this probably isn't important to you, but I like to have that chest handle facing in the same direction. So if this is the front entrance, I want the handles always pointing toward me. So I'll do them like this. And then just in a similar fashion, I'll have the handles on these sections pointing toward the middle of the room. Probably not important to you, but it's the kind of thing I stress about. And that's how you should look when you're finished. So now we're just going to add the extra chests on top, and we're going to build them up to the same height as the pillars. So we're adding an extra 5 double chests just like this. Whoops, not like that, just like that. So go ahead and build all of these up. And for those people who have jumped ahead, this is where you are rejoining us, and we're going to build each individual module. So I'll show you how to build this one, and you can copy it to all of the others. So yours may only be 5 chests tall. I've got 6 chests right here, but it doesn't matter, it's all exactly the same. So the first thing we're going to do is come to the back of our wall of chests, and holding shift, we're just going to place a hopper leading into the back of every single double chest. Okay, once that's done, come along to the second hopper from the top, and against the back of that, we're going to place a temporary block with a shroom light behind that, and you can break your temporary block. Shroom lights aren't necessary. You can use a stone brick here, but it's just going to add a bit more light. And we're just going to run these all the way along like that. And then against this side of each of them, we are going to place redstone torches, so they are powering those hoppers. Then just above our torch, we'll place a brick, and then run your bricks all the way along like that. Then looking away from your hoppers, we're going to place comparators on each of these bricks. Okay, grab your temporary block again, place it next to the shroom light. Then underneath we'll do a stone brick, and you can break that temporary block. And we're just going to run these bricks all the way along. Then looking toward your hoppers, just go ahead and place a redstone repeater on each of those blocks. Then grab your temporary block again, place it there with a stone brick above, and we will run these all the way along. Then we're also going to place a brick above our repeaters, just like that. And then just in front of that comparator, we will do another brick. And we're going to run these all the way along like so. So that's how you should be looking. Now grab your redstone dust. We'll place a line of it all the way along here. And then we will do a second line all the way along like that. And just remember, if you decide to use a light block right there, make sure it's one that will conduct a redstone signal. So a frog light will also work, but if you put a sea lantern or some glowstone there, then the signal is not going to pass through, so your system will not work. So now that we've done this, just in front of each of your comparators, we're going to place a double chest just like this. So go ahead and place these all the way along. Okay, we're going to put in our copper chest. So looking from the front of your module, come along to this pillar on the left-hand side, place a temporary block right there, and then against the side of that, you can place in your copper chest, break your temporary block, and where it was, place a hopper leading in to that copper chest. Now I want you to grab some trapdoors, and holding shift, looking in the same direction I am, place trapdoors all the way along like so, and then flick them all up except for the one above our copper chest. Then come to the opposite side, and do the exact same thing. Place in all of your trapdoors and flick all of them up except for the one above our copper chest. Now come to this end of our trapdoors, just hold shift, place a chest against the trapdoor there, and then make it a double chest. Then looking down at the end of this pillar right here, we're going to place a temporary block with another one in front, then break the first one. Then swing around to this side, we'll place a hopper leading into that temporary block. Then you can break it. Then underneath our chest, hold shift and place another hopper like that. So that is our output. Okay, now you can come back around to where our copper chest is. And just beside these top 2 bricks, we're going to place 2 more bricks like that with 2 temporary dirt blocks against them. Now on the first brick we placed, we're going to do a comparator, and then we'll do some redstone dust on top of that brick. Now on top of our 2 temporary blocks, we're going to place 2 more bricks, then you can break the temporary blocks, then look toward our copper chest, and we're going to do a repeater facing in that direction. Then you can hold shift and against the 2 trapdoors there, do 2 stone bricks with 2 redstone dust on top. So that is how it should be looking. And you can test it. You can throw something into that hopper. Our trapdoors should flick up, so then you can take the item out of the chest and they'll flick down again. Okay, looking from the front of our module, just on top of these chests, we're going to place a line of slabs. This isn't necessary, but it just looks a little bit nicer from underneath, I think, and you can still open that chest. If you're on Java Edition, you can still open the chest. I don't know how that works on Bedrock Edition. And use acacia slabs if you're following my tutorial. If you're not, use any kind of slabs that you like. Then on top of this hopper, we will do a composter just to cut down on a little bit of lag. And we'll do the same right there. And then we're going to connect those composters with stone brick walls all the way along. Then you can swing around to the back of the build, hold shift, and against that chest we'll do a stone brick wall. And then we're just going to run these as far as we can go. So we're going to stop just when we reach that repeater. Now grab some glass blocks, and just above every single trapdoor we're going to place a glass block. And this will stop our golems from jumping out, so you can stop right there before we reach the chest, and then just make sure you have 2 above our copper chest. And now we're ready to get our golems in, so it's easier to use a golem statue, I think. So all you need to do is break one of the glass blocks, place your golem there floating in the air, right-click him with your axe, then right-click him with some honeycomb so he stays waxed, and then replace your glass. Then you can come to the opposite side, do the same thing, so just break the glass, put in your statue, hit him with the axe, then the honeycomb, then replace your glass. Okay, now we need to program each of these chests that our golems are standing on. So what you want to do is grab a non-stackable item, so I'm using wooden shovels because they're really cheap to craft, and just go ahead and place 3 of them in the very last 3 slots of each double chest. And once all of your shovels are in, we can start to program these individually. So let's say I want my first section to have all of my different oak varieties. So you can either do this from the top in the beginning if you want, but you can also reach it from down below. So you just look up there and boom, if you open the chest and it's got the shovels there, you've clicked the right one. Just start throwing in all of your different oak varieties. So I'll throw those in there, and then make sure you're putting them in the bottom here, not up the top. Then for the final one, I'm just going to place in a full stack, and that will tick down and eventually stop when it's ready. There we go. And then all the others have traveled down to here. And you don't need to program it with every different item. So let's say you're doing your sorting, and then in your output chest, you get an oak fence gate, and you're like, oh no, I haven't programmed that. Not to worry, you just come up here, click on that chest, and you move that big stack of items forward 1 section, put in your fence gate, that will tick down to 48, and that's been programmed. So you just go ahead and do that for each of these, and this system is ready to go. So as you get things in your output chest, just start adding them to these sections. And one thing I should mention is when you are using your non-stackable items in the chest, try to use all of the same items. So I'm using wooden shovels there. If I feed wooden shovels into the storage system, because they are already in that chest there, the golems will pick it up and put it in there. You'll see them in action right now. And we don't really want that. So you could possibly name all of these guys so the golems won't recognize it. But a much simpler option is just not feed wooden shovels into your storage system. So that is it. That is how to build an individual module. So for everyone who is creating their own design for the storage system, this is where you're going to leave us. But just remember, you have a few different options. You can use item frames with upside down stairs above, or instead of stairs, you can use shelves and then put your items in those. And just remember, you'll have to sort out your own input chest. So on the left-hand side here, just place a hopper into that one. And you've got an input chest there, but you might want an item elevator to take items up. To connect the sections, really easy because you can see the hoppers there. Just place a hopper in between, composter on top to cut down a bit of lag. And then the output is just on the end right there. So if that's all you wanted to learn, then this is where you leave us. But for everyone else building my storage room, let us continue. Okay, for everyone else who is following my storage room tutorial, go ahead and build one of these modules for each of these sections. And that is how you should look when you're finished. So now we're going to connect each of these modules. So come along to where we have the 3-block gap. And you can see our hoppers leading into nothing there. What we're going to do is look at the hopper on the right-hand side, hold shift and just place a line of 3 hoppers to connect them. And above those we'll place 3 composters to cut down on some lag. Then turn around, and in this section we're going to do the same thing. So just make sure your hoppers are all pointing in the same direction. And you can put your composters in. And then for each corner, come around to the back here. And you can see just above our pillars, we have the hopper leading into nothing. We want it to lead into that hopper. So just hold shift, place a hopper right there with a composter on top, and do that for each corner. And once you've done all 4 of those, come to the inside, grab some acacia stairs, and starting against this line of hoppers, just hold shift. We're going to place our stairs upside down like that, and then just continue, and we're going to do an entire lap of the building. So when you get to the corner, just turn like that and keep going. Okay, once you've done all of those, look over to the back of the storage room. That's where these note blocks are. What we want to do is turn this row of chests into our output chest. So the output chest will be right down the bottom. So currently, just above that, the golems will put items into that chest. What we want to do is change it so they put them into that chest. And you'll have to be careful here that the golems do not escape. So you can break that final wall right there, and then break that trapdoor, place a wall in there, then break that trapdoor and place a wall in there, and you can get rid of those 2 bits of glass. And so our golems haven't been able to escape, and we'll remove that chest completely. So now the final chest they check will be this one on the end, and so this one does not need any redstone at all, so you can get rid of all of that like so. So now it's connected to nothing and all the items will flow down. So we want to change the direction of some of these hoppers. So we're going to break that hopper and have it facing straight down instead. The one above that, we will place a barrel in there, then break that one, have the hopper pointing straight down, and then right here, break that, put a barrel in, and then the final hopper up the top, just have it facing straight down in the barrel. So anything getting put into this chest will flow all the way down and go into the bottom chest. And then what you can do is put item frames on each of these. So when you get non-stackable items come into here, you're going to say, oh, that's a bucket of lava. Oh, I've got all my buckets of lava up here, and you can just store them above. Maybe this is for tools and this is for something else. So we'll grab some item frames and put those in. And you can, of course, set up your item frames however you like, but I like to have them on this middle chest so they're at eye level, but you might want to put them all the way up the top. And then for this section where none of these chests are connected, I just have an item frame for each of these. So it might be like armor, tools, etc. You can do it however you like. So now we're going to do our input chest. So look toward the back of the build where our note blocks are. And just against the back of this pillar on the third one up there, we're going to put a stone brick. And then just above that, we're going to look down, grab some droppers and place 2 droppers facing straight up into that hopper. And we can also place a composter on top of that hopper to cut down on a little bit of lag. Now grab a temporary block, place it against the stone brick. Then we'll do a note block and then a piece of glass with some redstone dust on top. Then break your temporary block. Looking in this direction, hold shift and place an observer like that. And against the side of the observer, place a white concrete with another one there, and an extra one on top. Now grab a repeater, look toward your storage room, and place it right there with some redstone dust in front. Now stand on top of your observer, look in this direction, and we'll place a comparator there and put it on subtract mode. Then hold shift and place a stone brick above our note block. That will have a powered rail on top. Then looking in this direction, against the edge of that powered rail, place an observer so you can see his smiley face right there. So we've just built a tiny little item elevator, so now we need to connect it. So into the side of that bottom dropper, just hold shift, place a hopper right there with an extra one leading from it. Above the first one, we'll place a composter and then place a chest sideways like that. And then from this direction, place another chest right there. And now we will just double check we have done this correctly. So just break one of these hoppers right here so the items don't fly through. Open your chest, throw something in, and it should end up in that hopper right there. So then you can replace the hopper. Okay, we'll make this look a little bit prettier. So on top of the dirt block here, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smooth quartz blocks. And we'll do the same on top of that dirt block. We'll do 1 quartz underneath our chest and then a smooth quartz slab. And now we're going to do a little hallway so you can add extra rooms out the back here. This is optional. You don't have to do it if you don't want to. What we're going to do is add 4 more stripped oak logs. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then grab your smooth quartz slabs again, and against that slab, we're going to add another 4, and then switch to white concrete, and we'll just run 4 out there, and 4, you can place another 4 on top of each of those. On the left-hand side, you'll need to add another 4, but on the right-hand side, we only need 1 right there, and that's your hallway all done. And if you don't want a hallway, you may just want to put some workstations or something in there instead. But for us, we're going to turn around and place our workstations over here. So I'll put a stone cutter in front of that pillar and an ender chest in front of that one. And now we're going to extend the front hallway. So just in front of these 3 stripped oak logs, we're going to add another 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we're just doing this against the middle 3, and then grab a dirt block, place 1 on the end there, another one there with a stripped acacia log facing straight up, and then we'll run stripped acacia starting from the bottom of that pillar all the way to that one, and we'll do the same on that side. Then grab white concrete, and we're going to add 3 layers on top of these, and of course we'll do 3 layers on this side as well. And once that's done, I want you to place a dirt block on top of that last concrete with a stripped acacia log lying on its side. Then you can replace the dirt with another stripped acacia. We'll do a sea lantern in the middle, then 2 more stripped acacia. And just underneath these, we're going to put 2 upside down acacia stairs. Below those, we're going to do 2 acacia shelves. Then grab acacia trapdoors, place 2 right there, and 2 right there, then come into your hallway and looking out just underneath that sea lantern, place another acacia trapdoor and then a waxed copper trapdoor on that side of the lantern. Now if you come into your storage room, we're going to do something similar just up here. So next to that log, place one on its side, another one there with a sea lantern. Underneath we're going to do our arches, so we'll do the 2 stairs, then the 2 shelves, and then on each side 2 trapdoors. You can go ahead, place a waxed copper trapdoor there, and on this side do another one, and then an acacia trapdoor underneath. And now we're going to fill in the ceiling for this room. So looking from the front, on top of the white concrete on the right hand side, just run your stripped acacia logs all the way along. And we're going to do the same on the left hand side, but you'll notice we run straight into this stone brick, and that has a comparator on top. So just underneath the final wall, break that comparator and the brick below. Then you can place your logs all the way along. Then come back here and once again, just underneath that final wall, place your comparator back exactly where it was before. Now grab some smooth quartz slabs, and against the bottom half of those hoppers, we're going to place our slabs in there, and that's going to be our ceiling. And you'll notice we run straight into another brick, and that one has a repeater on top. So just replace that brick with a smooth quartz block, place your repeater back exactly as it was before, and then you can go ahead and fill in the rest of your ceiling, and that's our hallway all done. Okay, now we're going to do our ceiling. So look over to one of these shorter walls, and in the 2 corners we're going to place 2 dirt there on top of the corner stair, and another 2 dirt right there. Against the bottom one we're going to do 2 stripped pale oak logs, then we'll do a stripped acacia log with a dirt block on top, and we'll do the same right there, and then 1, 2, 3 stripped pale oak logs. So you can look over to the other side and do the exact same thing. And once you've done that, we're going to do the 2 longer walls, and both of these are the same. So starting against the dirt, we'll do a single stripped pale oak log, then a stripped acacia log facing straight up. Then we're going to go 1, 2, 3 with one facing up, 1, 2, 3, acacia, 1, 2, 3, and then 1, 2, 3, another. You get the idea, and we'll finish with a single stripped pale oak log there, and then just go ahead and put dirt blocks on top of your stripped acacia. And once you've done that on both sides, just grab stripped acacia logs, and all we're going to do is connect all of our dirt blocks with our stripped acacia lying on their sides. And once you've placed those all the way around, grab acacia stairs, and we're just going to place them upside down against every single dirt block. And once you've placed all of those, switch to acacia slabs, and we're just going to connect the tops of all our stairs, so do a full lap of the room. Okay, I want you to look over to one of your shorter walls, and on top of the slab right in the middle, we're going to do a temporary block, and that will have 2 smooth quartz slabs against the bottom half of it. Then you can break the temporary block. On the end here, we'll do a chiseled quartz block, then 1, 2, 3, 4 smooth quartz slabs, and another chiseled quartz, and we'll do the same from this side. So temporary block, 2 slabs, break that, chiseled, then 1, 2, 3, 4 slabs, and another chiseled, and then you can connect them with 5 slabs in the middle, and then all we're going to do is fill in the rest of our ceiling with our slabs. And that's how it should look when you're done. Now, if you want a simple ceiling, what you could actually do, if you wanted to, is where these chiseled quartz blocks are, you could place sea lanterns in the roof, and I think that looks fine. But if you want to be a little bit fancier, we can do these lights instead. So we're going to make this banner right here, and we need 16 of them. So if you already know how to make banners, you can just pause the video here and follow these steps. I'm sure you could figure it out. But if you don't know, I will show you the steps anyway. So we're going to start with a red banner, then add a yellow pally, a red field masoned banner pattern, then a yellow border indented banner pattern, then a red border, then a yellow flower charge banner pattern. If you don't know how to make banner patterns, just Google it. It'll be faster than me telling you, but I will show you the steps. So just go into your loom, grab one of your 16 red banners and place it there. Put in your yellow die and we're going to select the yellow pally. Then you can take that out, put it back in the loom, put some red dye in, then do the field masoned banner pattern. Take this out, put it back in and get rid of that banner pattern. The next one is yellow dye and the border indented banner pattern. So you can put your banner back in and get rid of that banner pattern. Then put in red dye and we'll select the red border here. So it's this one. Take it out, put it back in, then yellow dye and the flower charge banner pattern. And we have our completed banner. Then go over to a crafting table, put your banner in there, then the other 15 red ones, and you can just take them all out and it copies them. And that is our 16 banners. So then you can come along to our chiseled quartz blocks. Underneath we'll place an iron bar, then an ochre frog light, then a bamboo trapdoor, and then just grab your banners and place one on each side and do the exact same thing under each of these chiseled quartz. And that is it. That is your storage room, 100% complete. All you need to do now is start programming your chests. So if you look over to our input chest, you can see that this line of chests here will be the very first one to receive items. So let's say you're going to put all your oak in this line of chests. Just look up there and grab the top chest and you should already have your 3 shovels in there. So make sure all your top chests have the 3 shovels. Then start programming in all your items of oak. Remember to start from the bottom and then the very last one or the highest one here will be the stack and let that run through. And the only other thing I think I should mention is that it is theoretically possible that while these 2 trapdoors here above the copper chest, while they are opening and shutting, it's theoretically possible that one golem could get to the other side and you'd end up with 2 on the one side. I say theoretically possible because I have tested this for hours and I haven't seen any of them do it once. I just think it's a possibility, and that's why I have glass up the top here. So every now and then you can just come along and make sure you haven't got an escape artist, but I really don't think that's going to happen. So that is it. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoy your new storage room. So make sure to leave a like on the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.